Well, welcome to today's rant. And guess what? We just got a notice from the Weather Channel, was just forwarded to me by our missions director, George Parrott, that there is no tsunami expected in Charlotte today. Isn't that awesome? Since we're 200 miles inland, I mean, they had to send us that alert. But I think many are fearing the stock market is going to continue to implode. Or what? Listen, what is happening now is only a fraction of what has happened many times in the past. You say, wait a minute, they just broke a record for the most points lost in a single day. Listen, that doesn't matter. That's because we're so high. What really matters is the percentage of loss. And I think yesterday was approaching 5% loss across the board. During a correction, that is nothing. How much was lost in one day in October 1987? 22% was lost in a single day. Now, the stock market at that time was only around 3,000 or 4,000, not 26,000. But I'm just saying, it's, you really have to look at it as percentage is the main thing to look at, not the points. When you're 26,000, or riding between 24 and 26,000, to lose 1,000 points here, there is nothing in a correction. And there have to be corrections. There are going to be corrections in the stock market. Just don't worry about that. But listen, I am not a financial advisor. I'm not giving anybody advice on the markets. If I do anything, I will share sometimes what I might be doing with my own retirement account or something. But if I were still day trading, which I did at one time, I would be looking for buying opportunities right now. I'm not sure we've hit a floor yet. Something like this, a real correction, sometimes it takes a while to find a bottom, stabilize, and then start rising again. But trust me, it's going back to 26,000. I think it's going to go way past that. Hopefully a little slower. Now, what precipitated the big sell-off the last couple of days, because all the economic news is tremendous. It's been great. So why is the stock market reacting the way it is? I think two main reasons. Statement Janet Yellen made. When the head of the Federal Reserve sneezes, the whole world catches pneumonia. And just for her to say it was like a parting shot. She's been very public about being disappointed. She's not being given a second term as Fed director. It was like she had to get a shot in when she left. She just made the statement, stocks are high. That's all. That's one thing. That could have shaken the markets tremendously. Because what that says is the Fed is thinking we've got a lot of room now to raise rates. And interest rates have been going up on their own pretty fast lately. That would be very destabilizing to the markets. And I think corrections are a good thing. It's like pruning a tree so that they can bear more fruit. You shake out the shaky ones and you solidify the good ones. But anyway, that was certainly one thing that was disconcerting. Some of the other things have been people saying, talking about the interest rates rising and potential for inflation. And because the economy is roaring back to life so strongly. Now, there's always potential for those things. And I don't think there's any evidence of it yet, except for the interest rates rising and it becoming, probably we're going to see money get tighter because there's so many people expanding their companies and everything else. So, the money supply may get a little tighter, which would make interest rates go up, which may cause inflation a little bit. But I think we have really, it's amazing, but we're really have one of the healthiest economies already we've had for decades, if not longer. And so, after this correction, I was thinking it would be a little deeper. I was thinking we, should probably see I don't want to say it because I don't want to do what Janet Yellen did, but usually corrections are even deeper than this one so far, and it looks like it may even be flattening out a little bit right now. If so, great. Let's get on with the business of building America. And that's what a stock market is. It's a barometer of the confidence that people have in the companies in America that are listed here on our stock exchanges. And now more and more it's a reflection of the world economic outlook by investors. And they tend to be the smartest people as far as knowing what's going on economically. Anyway, not a big deal. Well, I just wanted to say also, we just had an absolutely tremendous pastor's lunch today. I host a lunch once a month for any pastors in the Charlotte area. And we have just a great turnout. It's getting bigger every month that we do it. More and more coming. Really great people. Some people with long established churches here, and some that are just new coming and planting churches, and we're getting pretty close as a family. I mean, you can just see relationships being built, and it's just an exciting thing to do every day, just to get together and the fellowship. Then we have a time of people being able to share what they believe are important messages for our city, for our time. Boy, today was just smoking. I mean, it was just on fire. And the words felt like a spiritual tsunami coming. And anyway, I do think that's true. That worldwide, we're about to have a spiritual tsunami. I think like a tsunami, it's only going to be dangerous. It will be dangerous. It's a move of God, but it will be dangerous for everyone who is not on the high ground. So we need to get to the high ground in the Lord. We need to go higher. We need to get to His high place. And but as far as a natural tsunami in Charlotte, we escape another day. And according to the Weather Channel. But also, of course, there's all kinds of disturbance going on. And I think disturbing things happening, revelations in our government. We're going to have that for a while. I think we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg. I think it's a way the Lord is helping us clean house. We've been praying for a long time for the Lord to do that. I think He's doing His job. Don't let it be upsetting to you. We have a kingdom that cannot be shaken. And we're supposed to build our lives on that. And if we build our lives on that, then, it doesn't matter what goes on in the world. We can't be shaken either. And how do we do that? We hear the words of the Lord and we obey them. That's how you build your house on the rock. Now, hearing is one thing. There are not many Christians, in my opinion, that can hear. We've really got to work on that for what's coming, because it's going to be devastating for those who don't in due time. And then we've got to learn to not just hear, but obey. See this little journal? This is where I keep my notes on everything, but I take notes and everything. I used to do it on my computer, but that tended to bother people for some reason. They thought I was doing emails or something. I was taking notes. I can type faster than I can write. But anyway, I always have a journal with me everywhere I go. I've got one I keep in my car. I've always got them with me, and anytime I go to services or meetings or anything, and I take notes, then I come home and read them. Then I highlight them, and I review them pretty regularly, the things, because if this really is God speaking to us, man, I don't want to be somebody who disobeys orders or doesn't even hear them, doesn't even care enough to take notes and review them. And I count, the things that the Lord's saying through teachers and pastors, and I watch Christian television occasionally. There are a few preachers I really love to listen to, and I take notes when I'm watching television because I want to esteem the Word of God. I want to honor it, and then I want to do it. So I went one time where I'm prone to having a lot of prophetic dreams. I dream every night, normally at least one or two really good dreams, really clear. Most always remember them for a good while because they're so clear, but they're not all prophetic. I can distinguish the ones that are prophetic. But when they are prophetic, when there is a message in them, I do write them down. But I went one time, a period for months, where I got 0 prophetic dreams. I asked the Lord, what's wrong? Why aren't you speaking to me anymore that way? He said, because I didn't even care to write them down. I wouldn't even remember them. They were just being wasted on me. That was years ago, and that's when I went and I got a journal. I said, I don't want to just write my dreams down, but I want to be ready to write down anything that God is saying. So I have them with me all the time. I wear things like vests and all, fishing vests and all, where I've got a lot of pockets I can put stuff. But I want to honor the word of the Lord, esteem it, whether it comes through a teaching, prophetic messages, scriptures, and sometimes the Lord is speaking to us through, I've had him speak to me through all kinds of things, billboards, movies, where you're totally not expecting him to speak, and he speaks. But if he's not speaking to you, if you feel like it's been a long time since I've really heard anything from the Lord, I ask you to consider getting a journal. You can buy them in bookstores, little other ones like this are not that expensive, $6 or $7. Some of them are a lot more expensive, but get one. Just start writing down what you hear God saying to you, and then go back and review it. It goes deeper when you write it. It's like I'm hearing it and writing it and seeing it. It's something automatically goes deeper that way. And then when I go back and reread it, again, it's an inculcation, it's, but let's honor his word that way. How awesome is it that our God speaks to us so much? He communicates with us. He's not distant. He will talk to us. And if we seek him, we will find him. We're guaranteed to find him. If we draw near to him, he will draw near to us. Excuse me. So do that today. I ask you to consider maybe getting a journal if you don't have one. Well, that's my rant for the day. Anyway, I think anybody who was rattled by the stock market, I've had a lot of people saying, when do I buy in? They want to buy in when it's real high. Well, it's getting to be a buyer's market in some areas and in some stocks. I'm just saying, I think that door is starting to open. Personally, until it's fallen 10% or 15% and really flattened out, you may not have seen the whole correction yet, but then again, you may have, because worldwide, America is open for business, and the world is coming here to do business, and our stock market is going to go back up. And one way, one strategy a lot of people use in investing is what's called dollar cost averaging. If you bought the stock real high and it's dropped a whole lot now, you don't want to sell it when it's down. That's a bad investment strategy. You buy low, sell high. But if you bought high and it's going low now, really wise investors would buy more right now, because that brings the average price per share of that stock down. So it doesn't have to come back that much to all of a sudden be a winner again. And if it drops some more, they would buy some more then. Now, some way, when you research the company, it's a real shaky situation. You don't want to do that. There are other factors, but I'm just saying, don't let what's happening in the stock market rattle you. It's a good thing, needed. It was coming at some time. They always do. They're called corrections. They get everything back straight, and then they go back up some more. Anyway, thank you for joining me today.